Awesome. Okay, I think we're ready. I'm very tired. Excuse me. I'm tired today. I went to bed too late last night. And no matter how long I sleep, if I go to bed past like, I don't know, 12:30, I just feel like crap the next day. That's how it goes. Yeah, pretty much, Badger. Like in my 20s, it's just like you could stay up late every night and it just didn't really matter. Like eventually you'd crash, but like you'd be alright. But yeah, not anymore. I forgot to close the door to the office. If I don't do that, the dog's gonna randomly run out. Un momento. Yeah, exactly. There was like some point where, like, you know, I'd drink like a pot of coffee every day and we'd do like all these things, you know? Eat whatever you want. Didn't matter. And then it is like it's around 30. By 35 it was like I mean, I'm in good health. Like, don't get me wrong, like in general. But like by 35 it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to limit that coffee, and you're also gonna have to limit you're gonna have to actually get sleep like basically every night. You're gonna have to do all of these things, otherwise you're just gonna feel like shit. So it's like, so here we are. Oh, look at that starting soon, just framing the cube cam just perfectly. That wasn't even planned. These happened at different times. Okay. Anyway, I think we're ready. Yeah, we've been running for 8 minutes. If people aren't in here, that's on them. Okay, so what are we doing? We are at the tail end of 12 languages in 4 weeks. We have done 10 languages completely at this point. We're on the 11th language, which is Agda. And that just leaves Idris. And then we've done it. We have finished our 12 languages in 4 weeks. I don't know if it's not exactly 4 weeks. It's in a month technically. I don't remember how many days are in this month. I don't think about things like that. But anyway, the point is, we're almost there. What did we do with Agda so far? For the most part, what we did is we went through a taste of Agda. And that was here. And it was a cool reference. I thought it was great. It was very approachable, pretty easy to pick up. You know, I mean, you need a little bit of background in Haskell probably to really know what's going on, but for the most part, I thought it was pretty approachable compared to how it could have been. Hey, Prevent. This is not Rust. No, this is a few what's that called? A few steps removed from Rust. Rust is inspired by Haskell, right? Okay, so we go Rust to Haskell to Agda, which is implemented in Haskell. So, you know, it's Agda and Rust are cousins, basically. It's fine. So what did we actually do with this tutorial? The first thing that they did is actually walked us through yeah, you get to type Unicode and everything. It's pretty remarkable. It's pretty great. Okay. I mean, good food and rotten food are cousins, right? I mean, basically. Both food. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Okay. It's really confusing with .agda I files in here, as well as the .agdas. That's reminding me. I need to add that to my git ignore before I forget. Let's go into Agda. And let's see. I don't think I have a git ignore yet. No. So let's just echo .agda AI. I forgot about the star. Git ignore. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm a little bit out of it. Just, you know, don't feel the best, like, not the most well rested today, but that's okay. That's basically the worst of my problems. So, you know, I'd say I'm doing okay if that's the worst of my problems. Mostly because I streamed last night until 10:15 or something like that, and then it just yeah, it just gets me too amped up, and then I have a hard time winding down for the night when I stream that late. I just wanted to see what would happen. I did it like once before, and I went to bed at like 1:30 or 2, and I did the exact same thing. I ended by 10:30, and I still couldn't go to bed till 1:30 or 2. So, it's some mixture of autism, ADHD, probably, but that's how it goes. It takes me a while to down-regulate. Okay. So where did we end up? We started with Hello World. I think we started with Hello World dep Agda. That was our first one. So let's look at that. This was our first Agda file. Nope, I did the AI. I really tried not to. Really tried not to do the AI. Okay. Try to quit AI, and you just can't always do it. Okay, so this is the first one we did. And it was basically just defining a vec data type in Agda. So that's kind of cool. It checked it's usable at this time. Oh, cool! You're writing an article about Rust memory management. That's awesome. You should send it to me when you're done with it. I'd love to read it. I think I follow you on Twitter, but it's too hard to catch things, you know, that people actually post. Like if it's one thing that you actually want to see. So if you're in the Discord, put it in Discord or just DM me, or if you're on stream or something. Send it my way. Okay. So basically this is a, yeah, exactly. So mostly this is just a new data type, just like you would do in Haskell or in Rust. It's similar to how, I mean, it's not similar to how you would define it in Rust, but you could do this in Rust, right? And basically this is just defining two, I think they call them constructors, but like basically two methods on that new data type, two functions. And one is the actual constructor for the vec, which is this empty list type syntax. And all right, Badger, send that to me too. And then the other thing is cons, which is just basically how do we prepend something to the vec, right? How do we push onto it? And then this is just defining the infix precedence for that cons. And that's our vec data type. And then, so we went from that and we did the lookup. Now lookup is a little different. Technically, this is actually using the vec data type that is already defined in Agda. Agda is busy with something. You have the option to abort or okay, no, it's finished. Okay. The interesting thing about working with Agda, which from what I've seen only really works well in Emacs. So, you know, yeah, Emacs, is you do have to like load the file in order to get syntax highlighting. So it comes from like the Agda system, all the syntax highlighting and everything, even though it has a mode. So kind of interesting. So yeah, so this is just importing some data types that they already gave us. This is defining what A and N are here. So it's like narrowing those types basically. Like they're kind of like generics in some sense, but not in the way that we would use them in other programming languages. But basically we know then that the A here is a set, and a set is just the type of all types. And then we know that the N there is a nat or natural number. So that's that. Okay. So this is a basic lookup in the vec if we wanted to look for a value. So that's all that is. Suck is just successor, and that's because the way that natural numbers are implemented, you could say, in well, probably in math in a lot of ways, but in both Coq and Agda, is that you actually start with 0, which is why the first definition of lookup just uses 0. And this function syntax is very similar. People who write OCaml or Haskell would be very familiar with this. It's basically just doing pattern matching on the arguments to look up. That's all that's happening there. So it's very similar in Rust if we were to do a pattern match, basically. It just does it in the function definition syntax. So, yeah. So basically the way that this is done, if I remember right, is that 1 is actually defined as the successor to 0, and then 2 is actually defined as the successor to the successor of 0, etc. So they're basically like natural numbers are defined recursively with successor. I liked OCaml. Yeah, I'm very fond of it. I like Haskell better in general, and that's just a preference. It is closer to Rust in my opinion, for better or for worse. And that's mostly like the type classes in Haskell are very much like Rust traits. We are back with suck, Nunez. We absolutely are. Yeah, I just prefer the Haskell syntax basically. But I do really like OCaml. Yeah, there's a lot of Kool-Aid out there about OCaml, no doubt. But what I would say, my actual take, which I think one of these days I'm gonna have this distilled into a really good take. Here's my take. Haskell is unlikely to ever overcome its reputation for being an ivory tower, only PhDs can use sort of language, despite that is not necessary to be able to write Haskell effectively and in like normie Haskell code. Where I think OCaml does not have that reputation as strongly or widely with people, and thus has the opportunity to become a more widely adopted ML. And thus, for people like me that enjoy a strongly typed Hindley-Milner style type system, your options become Rust, Haskell, or OCaml. There's a few others, but those are your main options. And I definitely prefer ML syntax over Rust syntax. I don't think that is all that controversial. I'm sure other people don't, but I do. It's just simpler. Rust syntax is designed to make C++ developers feel at home, and that's just not necessary in order to be like it actually does it in a way that makes it less expressive, in my opinion. But again, it is all yeah, in this case I'm mostly comparing Rust syntax to Haskell, but again, this is it's just personal preference. So I think if you're going to choose to compare Rust and OCaml, if you want an actually good type system and you want your programs to be most likely correct, and you want the expressiveness that you can get with a good type system, then your main options, in my opinion, are Rust or OCaml. And if the hype of OCaml brings it to a wider audience and use, then I will happily ride the wave of OCaml, and I'll write Haskell for fun, and I would take a Haskell job, don't get me wrong, but hey, let's write some, you know. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm trying to distill the take. The grogginess from the day isn't exactly working with too well yet. I haven't done any assembly yet. I mean, it's a good call. Yeah, I don't think I would call that intuitive syntax, Badger, but it is. Of course, I immediately understand it reading it, but that's not really fair, right? I don't know. I like Rust a lot. I like Haskell a lot. I like OCaml a lot. I'm happy if the hype means that there's more jobs in those three things. Yeah, I mean, familiar. I think that's a fair take. If there's more jobs in those 3 things that are coming, then I'll happily keep working on my OCaml skills and Rust skills and see what happens with the industry. So, I don't know, that's my take. I thought I could say it in 1 sentence. I said it better the other day, I feel like, but it's fine. We're getting there. Okay, so that was defining a lookup function for a vec. Yeah, I think it would be cool to do. Yeah, man, Elixir is great. I think Elixir's great. You know, you don't got any types, but that's, you know, it's fine. You can still do things with it. Still has a lot of nice tools. Okay, and then we wrote our first proof in Agda. And this was our first proof. And it's a proof of associativity for addition. And we went through and did this in an interactive type hole experience, which was pretty cool, honestly. It was interesting how that worked. And yeah, so basically going through this, it's showing that addition is associative. Let me see. Yeah, now I can write a paper on associativity, right? So there you go. There's associativity right there. Boom. All right. So what I want to do next is we can actually make these like programs where we can run them, and we can actually do that either in JavaScript or Haskell, and obviously we're just going to use Haskell. But that's the last step that we didn't get to yesterday. So let's figure that out. It's somewhere down here. Okay, so this is one more Hello World program. Cool. So let's just do this. Did we prove that Sn plus Sm equals Sn plus M? Where S means successor, Amit? But that's not actually true, right? That would be an off by 1. $15 people looking at Agda right now. Beautiful. Okay, let's do this Hello World prog and run it, and then we will see if we can write fizzbuzz, because we've done it even in cock. If we can write fizzbuzz in cock, we can write fizzbuzz in Agda, right? Hopefully you guys have your speakers on loud and everybody heard me say that. Okay, very Haskell-y right here. We were defining some language options. Gabriel Ope Santos, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. little language, I forgot what they're called, extensions there, or language options. Very Haskell. Cool. So we define a main. Okay. Very similar to how we would do this in Haskell. I am guessing that open import IO is more similar to like OCaml in that main is coming from IO. That would be my guess. Okay, so this looks good. Alright, the first line is a pragma, a special comment that specifies some options at the top of the file. The second line declares the top level module named Hello World Prog. The third line imports the IO module from the standard library and brings its contents into scope. Yep. A module exporting a function main of type main defined in the IO module, the standard library. Absolutely awesome. It's in piano axioms. I mean, I could be wrong. It just doesn't make sense to me intuitively that the successor of n plus the successor of m equals the successor of n plus m. But maybe I don't understand successors like I think I do. I'll open that up in a second. Okay. The third line, we read that already. So I was right about the main type coming from the IO module. Look at me. You'd have to revise it again. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's interesting. For example, main equals run. I mean, there's a lot of funny things in math, right, that are not intuitive. And then you have to, because like math doesn't work the way that we typically learn it in grade school. Main equals run, put stir line hello world, runs the IO command. Okay, so put stir line also comes from IO. That makes sense. Very Haskell-y. And then quits the program. Okay. Once we have loaded the program in Emacs or Atom, we compile it directly by pressing CC/CXCC and entering GHC. Alternatively, we can open a terminal session, navigate to the top level folder, and run Agda -- compile hello world prog.agda. Okay, got it. So we should be able to do, what was it? Control C, Control X, Control C, insert GHC. Look at this, GHC, no main, JS, latex, and quick latex. How cool is that? Different backends and stuff. I love it. Okay. So we're compiling some Agda to Haskell right now, or using GHC. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, n plus sm equals sn plus n. Now that makes a lot more sense to me. Yeah. I don't know if that is. What are you shaking about? What you shaking for? What are you doing? Do you hear something? There's nothing exciting happening. It's just you and me, buddy. Just you and me, I promise. Hey, Shbeen. Yeah, it's going well. Hey, Nate Codes. What's up? Happy Sunday indeed. Okay, cool. So we have the module was successfully compiled with backend GHC, and then the top level folder that the computer can execute. Okay. Does that mean that it's in... What does this mean? The top level folder that the computer can execute? Do you mean like in my home folder? Like, is this like a cross-platform way of saying that it's in tilde? Let's see. I'm guessing it's not here. Oh, okay. It just created a bunch of stuff here. No, I put it all in Malonzo, it looks like. Why did they call it Malonzo? I have no clue. Okay. So apparently there should be something called Hello World Prague on my system. Okay. Yeah, maybe. It's a good guess, Tamwow. We could try locate Hello World Prague. Oh, really? I've never actually done this. I better not do that while we're here. Let's just do a tree dash F grep Hello World Prague. Oh, it's just right there. Did I just not see it? I'm really silly. That's what I would have expected. I just didn't notice it there with everything else. Okay, so that's reasonable. It just put it in the literal folder that my source file was in. Boom. Hello World in Agda. Very cool. Okay. I am interested in, like, what do we have in Malonzo? Yeah, it's like the Agda workspace, right? Yeah, well, it's like the... I don't know if, like, there's a... Yeah, I still don't... I just don't get what they mean. Top level folder that the computer can execute. It still doesn't make sense to me, but it's fine. Okay. Data bool base irrelevant. Okay, so this is all the Haskell's... Yeah, it's definitely a skill issue, Nightshade, but that's always the case. Okay, so look at this. It creates all this Haskell code. Very cool. I'm just wondering if there's like something very basic. Was there a hello world? It's probably this one right here. I bet that's my actual... That's the Haskell generated. Let's see. Q hello Haskell. Taste Malonzo. Probably in code. Q. Yeah, it probably is. Okay. Alright, so this is probably not quite how I would write this in Haskell, but you know. It had to do a lot of work. But there's our Haskell right there. How about it? Nice. Okay, cool. Interesting. Very interesting. You heard D? I think my partner messaged me. Hold on. Oh, coffee or tea? Oh. Tea sounds good today. Nightshade. Tea just sounds like it would be really good. Earl Grey. Ooh, that's one of my favorites. I love a good cup of Earl Grey. When I don't feel up for coffee, I do an Earl Grey latte. It's so good. It's so good. Okay. All right. So there was our actual executable program using Agda. Very neat. We could do JavaScript, but we don't need to pollute our stream with that, right? I mean, you could write there's a tweet here somewhere. Oh no, that's even better because we're almost at the new year. All right. I think that's pretty good. Done. Whoops. Come back. Okay. So let's do fizzbuzz now. That's what makes it even funnier to me. Is there's literally no one. Now we're gonna get the Idris gang. Like the only, yeah, that's a good point, Tamwa. The only people that would be complaining about this are people who know what Agda is. That's hilarious. Which is like, you know, yeah, all dozen of them exactly. Hilarious. Okay. I feel like we could use a little commit at this point and just say Agda, what was this called? Taste of Agda. All right. Oh shit. Good thing I didn't push that. Get undo. I wonder, I'm guessing it's always going to be in Malonzo. So let's see. Echo. We'll find out when we do fizzbuzz. Like if it's just going to put it in the same thing or what. Echo */ Malonzo. Get ignore. That looks a little bit better. All right, good deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll just copy our hello world prog. Okay. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Okay. We have a valid program. Now we can actually make it right fizzbuzz. That's really good, Priv. I like it. Okay. Come on, Emacs. Okay. So now we just have to actually write a fizzbuzz function. So we could just pretend that we know how to do this. That always sounds good, right? So we're gonna say fizzbuzz is going to take a nat and return a string. So we'll see if I can get this right. So let's see. To write a nat, we have to do /bn. Whoops, wrong one. /b capital N. And then /r to get our arrow. And then I have no idea what they call a string or how to get a string. But we'll just pretend that it's string. Probably is, but we probably need to actually open up the module or import the string from somewhere. Programming language foundations. The Agda wiki. Okay, let's try this one. List and higher order functions, equality, inductive definition of relations, negation, quantifiers. So where's something? Data end set where 0 and suck is end to end. Right. Mm-hmm. Story of creation. For natural numbers. It's hilarious. Open eq using equal and ruffle. Okay, we'll probably actually need that. Terms involving natural numbers. We import the definition of equality and notations for reasoning about it from the Agda standard library. Set of 8-bit ints, yeah. Right? I don't know. Might be. Okay. Let's just see. Wow, look at this. Nice. Little Agda pad. All right. Agda.readthedocs.io. Okay, we know about installation. Is there anything else? So this is what we just did, basically. Okay, so they do just call it a string. There it is. Agda.builtin using string. That's what I wanted. I knew I could find it. It looks like I can just say, because here I just open import IO. I'm guessing I can do the same thing with string. Open string using, whoops, string. Yeah, so that's just saying we haven't actually defined fizzbuzz yet, which is true. Fizzbuzz equals, let's see, fizzbuzz, we'll just say n equals yay and see what happens. Doubt this is going to work. No module string in scope when scope checking the declaration. Open string using string. Okay, interesting. Oh, I forgot the import word. Failed to find string in any of the following locations. Okay, interesting. So why did it find import then? Agda.builtin.string. Okay, so that seems fine. N is not in scope. So let's reference one of our other Agda files where we used N, such as our lookup. Pretty sure we did. There it is. Okay, looks fine. They're okay with this. Okay, so instead of saying put stir line, hello world, we're going to say very good way of doing that. Fizzbuzz 1. Okay, that looks good. Then we say Control C, Control X, Control C. Compile that with GHC. And we should get yay back. What's up, Colchis? Hope your day's going well. In general, these are used for theorem proving. So people developing a type system might use a theorem prover in order to make sure that their types are sound. And mathematicians may use a theorem prover, of course, for checking mathematical theorems. You could, as a logician, you could use a theorem prover if you wanted to. So there's a lot of like academic, I'd say, things, and more like type theory things. And I would say people in those fields would be the ones that would use theorem provers, most likely. Why it's interesting to me is to get a feel for dependent types and see how you could use, I mean, you could write a program in Agda, right? I mean, we are right now, that has an even more expressive, we could say, or specific type system than like Haskell or Rust. So, or if you want to prove you're right, like I did with Coq, I proved that I was right. Of course, it wasn't even a proof. It was literally just a function, and that's part of the joke to me, is that people who are into like theorem proofs and type theory are like, that's not even a proof that you wrote, so you're like wrong on all these accounts. And so it's funny on several levels. It's funny because I took a video, you know, writing this proof that's not a proof, and I don't think anybody got it. It's a little bit too out there. I have like eight steps. There's like 4 layers at least in my head of why I think it's funny, and that's okay. I enjoy it. Okay, so now we should have a fizzbuzz executable. Okay, so we do have a Malonzo directory again in fizzbuzz, for fizzbuzz, that is. And now if we run fizzbuzz, we should just see yay printed. Nice. Nice sanity check that we know how this works. So then the next thing we want to do probably here is see how their pattern matching works. We're probably going to want equality. Yeah, general public, trust me, bro. Imagine if politicians had to use a theorem prover in order to, like, you know. Let's be real. What if actual scientists, like the big S science that everybody like worships these days, like what if they had to use theorem provers? That would be funny. Instead of all these studies that are mostly bullshit. That probably came off as like insanely anti-science, but that's not really my point. I think you guys get it. I don't really care that much. Pretty funny. Okay, what was I doing? Pattern matching. Okay. Programming language foundations. We have lambda properties. Bidirectional type inference. Big step. Okay. Denotational semantics. Okay. Very exciting. I don't know enough of these words to know where I would find match. Maybe decision procedures? It could be. Let's try this one. Because we could just use an if we need to. Okay. Let's make this a little bit easier to read. You want a link? All right. Okay. Module PLFA part 1 decidable where? Okay. We have a choice as to how to represent relations as an inductive data type of evidence that the relation holds, or as a function that computes whether the relation holds. Okay. Here we explore the relation between these choices. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just think there's a lot to those things that people don't get, or like, or you know, it's not always like the science itself or the scientists themselves, but of course it's like the journalizing of science, which I think is just about Colchis. It's just about required. You have to use Atom or Emacs, or you can maybe get it to work in VS Code. Maybe. Not very well supported. But I think that's the main problem, is just like pop science. That's really what my beef is usually with. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so much of that. So much just classic confirmation bias. You're not aware of any bullshit science. Yeah, I don't know. It's a random take. This relation talk makes me think about prologue and predicates. Yeah, for sure. Prologue would be a fun one to play around with. Okay, in favor of a new notion of decidable. Okay, interesting. Okay, so imports. We have open, eq. We have some data.nats. We've got some sums, nullery, unit, empty, relations, isomorphism. Recall that chapter relations defined comparison as an inductive data type, which provides evidence that one number is less than or equal to another. Sure. For example, we can provide evidence that 2 is less than or equal to 4 and show there is no possible evidence that 4 is less than or equal to 2. 2 is less than or equal to 4, 2 less than equal to 4. Interesting. Okay. Equals s z n. Can't say I completely understand that, but that's okay. Is to define a type of booleans. Data bool set where true false. We can define a function of two numbers that computes to true if the comparison holds and to false otherwise. Sure. 0n equals true. Suck m is less than or equal to 0 equals false. That makes sense. Suck m is less than or equal to suck n equals m is less than or equal to n. Yes, that makes sense. The first and last clauses of this definition resemble the two constructors of the corresponding inductive data type, while the middle clause arises because there is no possible evidence that suck m is less than 0 for any m. For example, we can compute that 2 is less than or equal to 4 holds, and we can compute that 4 is less than or equal to 2 does not hold. Okay. Begin. So this is because they don't care about the function name. Okay. I'm guessing. Okay. Is this pattern matching? Like, is that what this is? What is this begin thing about? Not exactly. It's actually just helpful for all the different things. Okay. Well, I don't know if this is quite the sort of guide that we can just jump into and start using, huh? Yeah, push down the agenda, public throw. Yeah, for sure. Neat. Yeah. Okay. Trust me, bro. Yeah. Data decidable. A set where yes, A and no. Okay. You read and you understand everything? Oh yeah, for sure. I just completely grasp every single part of this. I mean, I get what they're going for. It is actually like part of learning, in my opinion, is that you read things that you completely don't understand. And you don't get hung up that you don't understand every little bit of it. and you get a feel for what they're trying to say, and it starts to make those neural connections. That's my opinion. Okay. I think this is probably more on the proof side of things rather than just trying to write this. So I don't think this helped me a hell of a lot, but that's okay. I can use like data.bool.base maybe, but I think more likely I just need some relationals. Okay, so Unicode, well, there is a logical and a logical or. Yeah, for sure. Superset of, modifier letter small b, a left floor, right floor. Okay. 1 second, I have to check messages. Come on, phone. You can effing unlock. Even if my hands are a little bit sweaty. Okay, so the logical and logical or might actually be helpful, but assuming I can actually get into... Here we go. Assuming I can get into what is called something that has a modulo, then I might not need to. We'll see what happens. Operations on naturals are recursive functions. Yep, we know that much. Here's the definition of addition in Agda. See, this is one thing, and there might be something like this for Agda that I just don't know about. But like, one of the most amazing parts of writing cock is, let's see, let's do it in GitHub, is this. This search pattern thing is like Google, except built into the system. And you can just search for something that gives you this. So I wanted a function that takes two nats and returns a bool, and that's how I found nat.eqb in cock. And that was really nice. And I just wish I had that right now, because pretty much that's the sort of thing that I need. So it's like, why don't I have that? Agda is newer in some ways, you could say. Okay. So that part is a little bit frustrating. Yeah, exactly. You get the candidates list from interactive keybind and Emacs. You mean for Agda or for Cock? For Cock, I actually use their IDE, but I do wonder if there is something that could give me that. Let me try to remember what they have. It's all in Control-C. Show constraints, show goals, auto maybe all, previous goal. I mean, I guess this is like the whole type hole thing, and maybe that's how you're supposed to do this. Really? Control C, Control H is bound to something, that's really bad because Control H is literally paging for this tool. Now granted, this is not like an Emacs native thing, but still, that's unfortunate. Helper function type. You have to place the cursor in a goal. Okay. I'm gonna try something. Let's just say we defined a mod which took a in and returned an in. No, I'm sorry. It takes an in and an in and returns an in. Okay. So then we need one more. And then we can say xy equals, and then I just have to remember how to tell it that I want to go into that whole interactive mode. And that's in Taste of Agda that it told us how to do that. That might only work if you're doing proofs, I don't really know. Let's see. We should probably just look at the menu. Taste of Agda. Probably here. Yeah. Proof of associativity. Holes. There we go. That's what it was. It was the question mark. Okay. So then we just type the question mark. And then we load the file again. Okay, so now we have a hole that we know the goal is to get an in out of. So that's interesting. I just don't remember how they can actually help me with this. Okay, so let's just... Yeah, I don't need reflexivity. Let me try just doing a Control C here and see what happens. I'm guessing that's not going to help. Expected an argument of form f e1 e2 when checking the expression as type n. Okay, so that didn't help. Let's try this again. What if I can do an n to an n? I don't know if this is at all anything that's going to help me, but we're just seeing. Nope. Okay, it's fine. Let's see. So how do I get out of this? Agda 2 solve maybe all? No. I don't actually know how to exit this mode. I might just exit the builder just so I don't have to figure it out. The buffer is what I mean. Yeah. Just exit the buffer. Snippets. Fizzbuzz. How'd you find that, Amit? Or are you just guessing? let's delete this before we load. Otherwise, it's going to give us the exact same thing. So for now, let's just go ahead and delete our mod. I just wanted to see on Stack Overflow. Nice. I'm going to see if I can get into this at all. No, just asking for a tags table. It's unfortunate. Yeah. Agda to definition, go to maybe? Go to definition. There we go. I can use the command. Bash Bunny's doing Haskell? Are you serious? That's so funny. We'll have to raid them if they're still on when we're done. Oh my god. Oh, you're writing Haskell? Oh yeah, we were just writing Agda, actually. Oh, you haven't heard of that? Oh, okay. Just throwing that out there. Oh man, good times. Okay, so let's see if we can search here for modulo. Nope. What about div mod? Nope. Okay. Open import data.net.base public. It might just be in the base. Oh, okay, so this is just reopening a bunch of things. We might be able to... Nightshade. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that you would do something like that. Purplish coming in with a first big surprise there. Let's see if we can just do it here. Data.net.div mod. Okay, so that's there. Oh, look at this. We're in the source code. This is going to be easy now. Data.net mod. Okay. So then we have div mod.agda. Just loading this so I can get some syntax highlighting, please. Using div helper, mod helper. Interesting. Agda.builtin.net using div helper and mod helper. Let's see if we can look at this. Yeah, so it technically doesn't use an LSP. The syntax highlighting actually... I wonder if I can actually use mod helper. Like if I can just import this. This is very similar to the mod on the other one, which is where I believe I would want a 00 for N and J. But we'll have to look at it. So yeah, the syntax highlighting only happens on save or if I load it. And so it's basically communicating with the Agda system in order to get syntax highlighting, similar to the way an LSP would work, except it doesn't happen automatically. It only happens when you load it, if that makes any sense. It's a little bit janky. All right. Let's see. Why don't you just suck ox? All right, suck ox. Nat mod suck ox. All right. Oh yeah, I could do that. Mod helper kmnj nat km0j equals k. Okay, km suck n0 equals mod helper 0 mnj. Mod helper km suck n suck j mod helper suck k mnj. Clause 1. Thus k is less than m. Okay, well, I don't know how much this actually helps me. Okay. Mod helper computes n percent 1 plus m via iteration on n. Okay. So actually I would want, I think what I would want is 0, 3, let me just think about this. Yeah. Pretty sure what I'd want is 0, 3, n, my n, 0, if I was able to use mod helper at all. Yeah. I don't know what that's about. All right, let's just go back here. Let's just see if div mod is any simpler than this, and if we can just use the other thing from div mod. Natural number division. Divisions and modulus operations are only defined when the divisor is non-zero. The proof of non-zeroness is provided as an irrelevant implicit argument, which is defined in terms of this is okay. That's totally great. Natural div. It's right there. So this is just in data.nat div mod, and then I can literally just take the modulo operator. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I don't even have to do anything special. It's gonna work like you would expect. Okay. Good call on looking into div mod. Amit. I think it was Amit. I mean, Amit's usually the only actual helpful person in chat. Let's be real. All right. I think that was it. What? Oh, because I wasn't in normal mode. Div mod. So many times. So many times, Prevan. I know. I get a like by some random person, and it's usually because I post a lot of Twitch links, right? So it's usually somebody that does Twitch graphics that liked my post. Or yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true, but you get used to it, I'm sure. I'm sure you just know everything. The docs aren't wonderful. I believe Bitmap told me that the docs were going to be pretty crappy. So here we are. I'm pretty sure it was a what is happening? I'm so used to tab actually working. Okay. So that looks good. What I don't know is, like, do we even have, like, oh, will that work? Let me just think about this. Let's see. Could it work for me to say no, that doesn't make sense. Dang it. I don't think that would work. Did I say something bad at me? What did I say? I don't remember. Oh no. I wonder if I didn't complete a thought and what I started with was really bad. I hope I didn't say something bad. Sometimes I might say something that I don't realize I'm saying. Entering month 3 of hardcore job applying. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Oh, you're the only helpful. Nah, they're okay. They're okay. They know I'm memeing. Entering month 3 of hardcore job applying. Ah, Badger, I'm sorry, dude. Oh God. No, I don't know, man. It is easier to get a job when you already have a job, but there are certain jobs that might crush your soul so hard that that's not true. Okay. So this looks fine. Now I just need like a conditional of some sort. And I have no idea how to do that either. I don't think you can just write an if. I don't think ifs are a thing. I mean, we could try. If, oh yeah, but we also need equals. Okay, let me just think about this. Can I just use like the triple equals? But that's like propositional equality. No, there's an equals. That's right. I opened this up for a reason. Where did my eq go? Whoops, I just exited something. Data.net.properties, not that. No, it's definitely not that one. I opened up something about eq. There it is. Open eq using this. Okay. So this is still relation.binary.propositional equality. Oh, as eq. It's the same one. Okay. Data.bool using bool, true, false, t, right. Okay. Yeah. So that might work to copy propositional equality. But no, because this isn't a proposition. This is like a procedure. Huh. Okay. But this, okay. Module, okay. Imports equality. Since we define equality here, any import would create a conflict. Every chapter in this book and nearly every module in the Agda standard library imports equality. Oh, so there's probably an equality within NAT. Let's see if we Let's see if data.nat actually just includes an equality. I bet there is one. So let's do this. Let's go into here. And we're gonna say net Are you talking to me, Tamwa, or is that a comment about what Amit said about? I'm guessing you're talking about what Amit said. Okay, when you have modus ponens, you can write A to B, B, or A to B. Okay. Div mod GCD. There's not relation. I wonder what this is. Let's see what this is, since it's the closest thing we see to an equal sign. Yeah, Twitch formatting is pretty rough. Okay. Okay, so this gives me a decidable. So this is when decidables come in a little bit. So we can use this equals decidable set equal, yeah, a equals a nat equals. Okay. But I don't know exactly how to use a decidable. That's the only thing. This was definitely easier in Coq so far, because I am lacking a lot of understanding here. Okay, let's just start with this. Ivory towers. Lot of ivory towers here. Okay. What if we take an N and posture check. Good call. Good call. I also have to take the dog out in 20 minutes. I was hunching over. My shoulders are mad at me. Okay. What was I thinking? If a keyboard is split, what is not? Wow, it's deep. What, a 2-minute walk around the house? What, taking the dog out? Yeah. Huh, okay, me. Boom, Tamwow coming in. Okay, a banana. How about it? All right, Dark Tower. Well, we're here for it. We're here for the joke. Nice. Okay, so what did I want to do? I want to check, let's just say mod 3. Let's assume that I can do this. And let's do this. And I think the problem is that I still don't know how. Sounds like a JS developer. Dude, nobody's clicking on an Agda stream if they're a JS developer. Just saying. I'd be too scared. Equality is an equivalence relation. Now, if you are a JS developer and you're watching this, that's different. I just mean like your typical people. Lots of holes. Equally straightforward for transitivity, sure. Congruence and substitution. Change of equations. Burrow's dark tower. Yeah. That's very true, Tamwile. Approximately. It's definitely not the number of viewers that another streamer has right now, streaming Haskell maybe. It's okay, darkness is my old friend. Hello, darkness, my old friend. All right. Equality. I think this is probably what I've been reading, and it didn't help me. I don't want an inductive data type. I literally want you to say, this equals this, therefore, it's fine. Oh, God. Is there such thing as like an if or a match? Okay. I guess we need to just Google at this point because I'm not getting anywhere. If, okay, pattern matching in Agda. System 1100, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, especially typing Unicode and everything. It's not for the faint of heart. This is very true. Yeah, if you look like Dr. Disrespect, yeah. Basically, if I worked out more, cleaned up a little bit, I'd get more viewers. That's basically what we're saying. I also just I can't grow that stash, you know? It doesn't work for me. I can grow the beard, but my lips just not large enough to grow a stash like that. Okay, functions are allowed to call themselves recursively. For example, twice 0 equals 0, twice suck n equals suck twice. Suck twice, guys. The general form for defining a function is f p1 pn equals d, where f is new identifier, p1 and q1 are patterns of type a1, and d and e are expressions. Special patterns. I'm just trying to see. Oh, okay. Root dot. Okay. Takes as its arguments a number and a proof that it is a square and returns the square root of that number. We can do so as follows. Oh God, this is where the dependent types start breaking your brain. Root. Okay, root takes in nat, square in nat. Okay. Root dot m times m, square of m, equals m. So what is the dot mean? That's the part I don't understand. Let n equals m times m in m. Okay, so we can use a let n syntax. That's the first time I've seen that. Okay. That's interesting. This is... Why haven't I found this reference? Why did I not have this reference open? I do, but not from this place. This is what I've been looking for. Oh, dear Lord. Unbelievable. Function definitions. Okay, special patterns, dot patterns, absurd patterns, as patterns, case trees. Okay. Internally, Agda represents function definitions as case trees. For example, a function definition, max 0n equals 0, max m0 equals m, max suck m suck n equals suck max mn, will be represented internally as a case tree that looks like this, using a case of syntax, similar to Haskell syntax for case of. Yeah, probably not function composition like Haskell, right, Tamwell? When Tarkov is less painful than the language, yeah. What's common between Agda and Hard Spirits? Ooh, alright, I'm game. Let's hear a Dark Tower. Okay. So there's the catch-all. So we can do a true and a false, which is interesting. So what if we were just saying nat to bool? They both require careful type checking, but too much of either can lead to unexpected errors and a lot of debugging the next day. All right, good. I like it. Yes. The doggo is there, kind of blended into the blankets at the moment. Okay, so let's just start here and say mod 3. No, that doesn't make sense. Mod 3 doesn't take an N in. Let's just say rem 0. How about that? We'll get real good here. So rem 0 is going to take a let's say this is 0 0 equals false. We'll just pretend we know what we're doing for a second. Rem 0. They really like M and N for some reason. M N equals true. But that's not true. N like natural, and then M is like just another one, the next thing for after M, after natural. I guess it makes sense. the next natural we're going to call M. Kind of like the next X we call Y, or the next A we call B. Yeah, I know. It's not wonderful. Okay. That's actually why I don't actually like M and N, because X and Y are very easy to tell apart. M and N, I do not find them easy to tell apart. So, I don't know. That's just me. Okay. So, as patterns. Oh, here we go. If X is less than Y, this is the first time I've seen this. If X is less than Y, yeah, they'd be too sensitive for that Samwile. Okay, so it's if then else. They do have if then else. It's partly what I was wondering. So we could say 0, 0 false, and then we could just say X, Y equals, and we could say if X is less than Y. But that's not actually what we want to do. We want to say if X mod Y the problem is we want to say if X mod Y equals 0. But the equality is the annoying part of this. Oh, I don't like. Let's just try the triple equals like this and see if it exists. I don't know if it does. If X mod Y equals 0, which I don't know if that's even going to work. It might actually have to be like a 0 this way. So we take the previous one instead of the second, yeah. Rem 0 xy equals f if x mod y equals 0. I don't know this will work, but we'll just pretend that it's going to. Then true, else false. This has about 0 chances of working. Yeah, so there's none that's that. I'm not surprised. I'm gonna just pretend like I can use this one. And then I don't actually know how to type this, but there's a command to figure out how to type it. I'm just forgetting what it is. Is it like Control C, Control Space maybe? No. Control C, Control Space. Nope. I don't remember what it is. I gotta follow. I missed who it was. Hash Define. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay. I guess we'll just copy it for now. Parse error? But I swear it was in data.net. I swear it was there. We were using it. Why aren't you working for me? What is non-functional and functional programming? The coffee maker. Nice. Open import data.net. Oh, I see. It's just using it in here. Public. No, it says it's publicly re-export queries. So I'm a little confused why that doesn't work. Huh. Maybe I should just do data.net.properties and import it from there. Even though it seems like it's publicly re-exporting according to this. I don't get it. Okay. Bool is not in scope. Okay. Well, it liked the properties thing. So that's nice. Now we just have to bring Bool in scope. That I can deal with. I'm pretty sure Bool is just data agda.bool or agda.builtin.bool. It's one of those. Let's just try agda.builtin.bool. What the hell is happening? What do I keep hitting? Am I not in normal mode right now? Okay. I'm in... It's not paying attention to anything I'm doing. Okay, I did something weird. Alright. We'll just save. It's not paying attention to these. We'll have to reopen the buffer. Oh, weird. Oh my god, I'm stupid. I was in a different layer on my keyboard. I accidentally hit something that put me in a different layer on my keyboard. Nice one. Why isn't this working? Okay, agda.builtin.bool, bool.false. Yes. Okay. So that is exactly what I want. So then I guess I just need to say false and true. Parse error. What don't you like about this? I have an example open somewhere that uses bool. Oh, well, this is probably the right way to do it. Import data.bool.base using bool, true, false. Okay, let's just copy this. Oh, it's probably just this actually. That's probably the problem. Is I used the wrong delimiter. Okay. Okay. Not happy with that. Got it. Okay, so how do I do a natural equality check? That's what I need to know. How do I check equality of nat in Agda? Okay. Okay, I think this is closer to what I actually am asking. All right. So, I think the way that we could potentially do this is like so. We might be able to say rem00 equals false. I think this is fine. Let's try this one. Let's get rid of all that. And let's try, I guess they like dash case. We'll go with a dash case. Whatever it's called, kebab case. Rem0 xy with a modulo with x modulo y. And now we can do the equals, which I don't know how to type, and I forgot the keyboard shortcut to figure out how to type it. We could probably figure it out. I bet it is, nope. Slash equal question mark, no. Slash question mark equals, there we go. Look at me knowing things. Equals. Oh, I forgot the underscore in my other thing. It might have worked with the underscores. I forgot about the underscore part. Or maybe I didn't. And it just, because it took out the one from modulo as well. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Equals 0. So let me think about this. Now, I don't understand the whole dec.yes part, but this is bool.true. Oh, I get it. I get it. Okay, right, because that's the whole decidable thing. So, actually, I think what I could do is do x modulo y here, and then I think I can do a guard and say 0 equals, this could be completely wrong, 0 equals true, else equals false. Okay. Maybe the dots are actually necessary, because they seem necessary here. Okay, n should be a function type, but it isn't when checking that are valid arguments to a function type n. Okay. That's end to end to biggie. And this is rem0 xy with x modulo y. So why don't you like this? I don't get it. Okay, let's see. AB with compare AB. So I think we just need to look up what with syntax is, because that's the part that I'm not getting, is how to use with. With abstraction, okay. With abstraction was first introduced by Connor McBride and lets you pattern match on the result of an intermediate computation by effectively adding an extra argument to the left-hand side of your function. Ah, there we go. That's what I was wondering. Okay, because it did look like it was adding an argument. Okay, so filter, okay, of an intermediate computation. For example, filter P empty list is empty list. Filter P x x's with px. Filter P x x's true with px. Okay, hold on. When the original arguments are the same in the new clauses, you can use the ... syntax. So that's what that means. It just is so we don't have to write this out every single time. So this should be rem0 xy with x modulo y ... 0 equals true. Anything else equals false. But it's saying n should be a function type, but it isn't. I don't get that part. Can you not use the n? Now I did see nats in other people's code, like in the Stack Overflow, they were using nats. No, they used the n. Okay. I was like, do we have to use nats or something? Is AB with compare AB data not .nat .greater. Oh, but it adds it to the left hand side. So we would have to say this equals true, I think. And that equals false. Could not parse the left-hand side. Problematic expression 0. Operators using the grammar none of rem0. Okay. So I guess it's possible. Let's just try it with a literal 0. Just to see if anything's different. No, same exact problem. Yeah, that must not be what that means then. Because that doesn't actually go with the docs. I'm thinking maybe it would make more sense to write all of this out. I wonder if I should still rem0 0 0 equals false. Just interested to see if they don't like that syntax. No, it's fine. Okay, this seems like a new error. Okay, when checking that all occurrences of pattern variable 0 have the same value. Oh, that's the constructor n.0. Maybe that is not what I want. But then I think I'm just going to get the other thing I had. N should be a function type, but it isn't. When checking that are valid arguments to a function of type N. Maybe I actually need to do this. Nope, no difference. So operator precedence didn't matter. Huh. I don't know what this means. Well, guys. I don't know if I'm going to get this done. This might be the one that I didn't do. Compare xy with x is less than y. Compare xy false with y is less than x. This is nested. Okay, sure. There's probably something like really basic that I'm just not getting here. And I kind of wish that it would just tell me what's up, but I can't get it to do what I want it to do. Let me just see what happens if I do this. Missing type and signature, sure. Well, I think Agda ruined me. It's the one that I haven't been able to do. I can't process it. In a way that makes sense to me. Like, what if we say mod is nat to nat to bool. Again, no, just to nat, right? Just to see if we can get this to actually work. And then we say mod x, y. Higher order kinded brain logic. Yeah. I think it's just like I'm missing some fundamentals that just aren't possible to gain in hours. Right? So I think that's the problem here. Yeah, I think that's the actual problem. It'd be funny if positivity checking just did it for me. No, it's not what I was hoping it was. Just be like a built-ins. Integers. Prim show integer. Ooh, they actually have a show integer. That's surprising. I wonder if we should just try to do this with this integer deal. And maybe that will do something for me. Functions on natural numbers. Plus minus div helper and mod helper. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of... We could try this. Okay. Let's just try this and see if it gets us anywhere. Let's just try agda.builtin.int. And use int, I guess. Okay. And for now, we're going to delete this. Primitive prim show integer int to string. Okay. So let's just try this. Let's just try printing prim show integer n. That is what I meant. Yes, thank you. Okay, so that works fine. And let's just run it real quick. It's still doing that. Oh, because we didn't compile it. Okay, so cs cc cxcc ghc. Oh, we actually got a type error. I didn't notice that. Checking that the expression 1 has type int. Okay, so how does that work? Do we have to... The built-ins for the constructors are integer pos and integer neg suck, data int set where pos net int built-in integer int. I don't know if I need that or what. I don't know if this actually helps me at all. And I'm guessing this is just the data type and not like a constructor that I can just use. I was just trying things. Okay, so that doesn't work. Let's see. They have an integer pause constructor. I'm just going to pretend that I can use this. Nope. Data int set where pause net int built-in integer pause. Okay, what if we did this? There we go. Agda.builtin.int.pause. Yes, I did actually. Okay, I think we finally got a build. Yep. Okay. So we had a pause constructor on here. And we can finally show an integer there. Okay, so let's see if we have anything useful on int to try to figure this out. Oh, whoops. I forgot it's time to feed the dog. Let's see. Agda.builtin.net.string, Agda amp pause, neg suck, primitive, prim show integer. Okay, so it kind of seems like the only thing that's helpful on integer is that we can bring it into a string. I'm not seeing a whole lot else, but maybe there's more to it. So I don't think that's actually going to get us anywhere. I mean, it's good to know how to show a string. I mean, show an int. But it doesn't seem like it's actually helping me with prem float equality. If prem string equality AB, then just prem trust me, else nothing. So is there a prem int equality? Okay, let's see. Maybe there is an equality on nats or something. Built-in nat equals is equals equals. Are you serious? That's all that it is? Okay. Why was that so hard to find? See if it actually shows up there, or if I have to use the built-in definition. Oh, yeah. Okay, there's equals for that. So let's try taking that off. And then let's say fizzbuzz n maybe we can just do this with a bunch of if else's. If n modulo 3 equals 0, then fizz else prem show integer. Okay, if is not in scope. Nice. If is not in scope. I think Puppy needs to go out. What time is it? 4:30? I think we're getting close. I don't know for sure, but I think we're getting close. I'm gonna take the dog out. It's gonna take 5 minutes or so for me to do the things, and then I'm gonna see if I can make any sort of progress on this. We'll find out. We shall find out if I can or not. We're, who knows? I mean, it's kind of annoying that they say if right here, and apparently I can't use if somehow. I don't get it. All right, pup. Okay, let's go.
All right, let's just see if we can make this work. Okay, let's try that next. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I just realized. Oh yeah, so actually what I want to do is take it off there. This is going to take a nat. And then here, this has got to be a pause in. Okay, still getting the if is not in scope. But what I was thinking of is, what if I just took this off for a second? I actually don't know what a comment is in Agda, I just realized. Is there not comments? I guess it's probably Haskell comments, dash, right? Yeah, okay. Fizzbuzz. What did I want to do? Oh yeah, I just want to print the mod. I think that's a good. Fizzbuzz in equals prim show integer pause x n, actually in mod 3. See what happens. Okay. Back to the nat should not be, it should be a function type, but it isn't when checking that mods 3 are valid arguments to a function of type n. Maybe I'm just using this wrong. Maybe that's been the problem this whole time. Hmm. I don't get it. I super don't get it. I don't get what I'm doing wrong. Let's try looking it up. Why not? All right. I think we can pretty safely say that there's no way that I would have figured this out. Nice. What are you barking at? Is it because you don't have your sweater on? Do you need your sweater? I'm almost done, and then I'll put your sweater on, okay? It's fine. I promise, it's okay. Everything's fine. There's a language server. That's cool. I'll add it to the links. Thanks. Neat. Alright guys, well, this was my non-working attempt at fizzbuzz. I very much failed. I wasn't able to do very much at all. I clearly don't know how to do most of these things. But yeah, I'm hoping, like, yeah, thanks Nightshade. I failed pretty bad. I feel like this is my first failure of the tour. If I'm being honest, I think this is my first failure. Yeah, the GitHub one. I figured that's what you're talking about, Tam. Yeah. I mean, he didn't even use the modulo thing. Or they. Yeah. They didn't use modulo, which kind of annoys me. They just did this whole thing, which, like, I get, but at the same time, I wish that they would have done something a little different, but that's okay. We could see if there's another one that's simpler than that. There's one in Idris, but that's what we're doing tomorrow. No, I'm sorry, but the IO monad is not the hard part of Agda. That's not the part that I don't understand. It's everything else. Okay, okay. First, the laundry list of imports. So a hell of a lot of imports for fizzbuzz. Yeah, this is a fool's errand for sure. Look at this. This is interesting though. You can basically merge imports. That part's interesting. So they took div mod, and then they have n.mod n n.suck m. Okay, congruent n.0 equals b.false. Sure. See, this is what I thought I was going to be able to do, but it didn't like my 0. And maybe it's that I needed, I mean, just to get rid of this one error. Obviously, there's a lot of things wrong with this, but to get rid of this one error, oh wait, this would be here, probably. Oh, it is actually an n.0. Is it? Which n.0? No, it is from the module. Yeah, I mean, compared to Cock, it was so easy with Cock, to be honest with you. TBH. Okay, so it got rid of that warning because now it knows that I'm here, but then I'm still here all the time. Okay. So this makes sense. You take congruent, which takes a natural to bool. Obviously, if you're trying to divide by 0, it should be false. Otherwise, n.suck m. Okay. Okay, I get it, because this is guaranteeing that it's not 0. Sure. With n dot, see, this is part of what the mod docs were trying to tell me, and I just couldn't figure it out. With n dot, I think this basically means that it's not 0. No idea what the dollar is. f.2n. Okay. Yeah. Pretty sure I would not be able to figure that out. Fizzbuzz nat to string. Fizzbuzz nat 0 equals fizzbuzz. That's not how you do this unless they're doing it so different. Yeah, exactly. Damn, well, that's exactly how I felt. Oh my god, look at this. It only took me 8 months to figure out how to write it. Okay, I feel a little bit better about myself. I'm glad that I didn't go straight into like, oh, let me see if I can write fizzbuzz, because I would have just absolutely hated it all. And I'm glad we did do a taste of Agda, because at least we got to see kind of how Agda works. I could not actually imagine using it to write a program, though. Yeah. Really good. 8 months well spent. Oh, man. Okay. Ooh. Okay. At least I do understand the syntax more than when I started. So here they're doing fizzbuzz in, and then with congruent in 3 and congruent in 5. And so the with syntax is a very cool idea, where it basically adds extra arguments to that you can then pattern match on. Otherwise, in.show in. Oh, there's a show on nat. We didn't even have to do all of this. Oh my god, are you serious right now? We could just do in.show. Let's just try it here. that kind of in-dot show. Oh yeah, I forgot. We actually have to bring things in. Okay, so that's not where show comes from. And it's not going to tell me where show comes from. I actually kind of hate this syntax now. Oh, there it is. Data.nat.show. Okay. Oh, right. I kind of forgot that this doesn't work. Just none. There's nothing I can do that actually works. Oh fuck. Okay. All right. Agda, I did not expect you to be the one that ruined me completely. I mean, I kind of expected it to happen this week, but you know, cock set my expectations so high. Many such cases where that happens to people. Just kidding. It's usually the opposite, right? Right? Okay. Worker in.0 equals put store line fizzbuzz in.0. Worker in put store line fizzbuzz in.suck in. Main equals run worker 100. And where does he actually use mod? I already forgot. Oh yeah, incongruent. He says in.mod underscore mod underscore in.suckm. What if the whole problem was that this is actually not an infix? Wouldn't that be hilarious? What if this whole thing is not, but I can't even get this right. If I can't get this right, I'm just absolutely screwed. Yeah. Nothing I do is right. Yeah. I mean, the point is that you are proving to the type system that you're doing the right thing. But like, you're having to do a heck of a lot of work to do that proof. And I don't know if it's actually worth it, to be honest. I'm hoping that I have a different opinion of Idris, but so far trying to use dependent types has not left me feeling like really good. And I know that's partly skill issue, but it's also like, I don't know.
I like the idea of it, but the pain, the ergonomics of using these dependent types is not that great. That's all I'll say. From a noob. Okay. I'm glad I get to put that take on the internet so everybody thinks I'm an idiot. That's what being on the internet's all about, though. All right, I think I've suffered enough for one day. We are going to go into some Idris tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed it's going to go better than today. And yeah, I'm not going to stream tonight. I need to actually get sleep. Maybe I'll hang out on Discord. I don't know. It just depends. I'm pretty tired. Yeah, you already don't like when OS packages have too much dependencies. Yeah, it is hard where like everything's not imported for you exactly. I feel like I get it, but it's also like kind of hard. So if you want to hang out on Discord, that's the Discord. We jump into voice semi-often, a few times a week to hang out, and it's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun. It's like a thrillingly good time. Like, I mean, just it's basically like going to a party. Just kidding. I hate parties, and I don't mind this. Okay. If you don't follow me on Twitter and you want to, there's that. Here's YouTube, which is basically just me being dumb over and over again for hours on end, just like Twitch, but you can like see it reruns. So anyway, I do appreciate everybody hanging out. Thanks for chilling while we suffer. Is Bash Bunny still trying to do Haskell? Probably not. That was a long time ago. Oh, looks like they're still at it. Wow, she's legit just sitting in a chair looking at a laptop screen. That's something. Is that how she always streams? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Nunez. All right, let's see if we can raid Bash Bunny. Sometimes it's face cam. Ah. All right, my friends, I will see you tomorrow.